Last September, the mayors along the mighty Mississippi gathered as a collective for the very first time in St. Louis to bring national attention back to America's greatest waterway. This past March, the mayors traveled to Washington, D.C. To unveil our policy platform and to also announce a partnership and the creation of a joint bicameral, bipartisan caucus in Washington, co-chaired by Senator Harkin of Iowa, Senator Blunt of Missouri, Congressman Walz of Minnesota, Congressman Kind of Wisconsin, Congressman Fincher of Tennessee, and Congressman Crawford of Arkansas. A number of folks have joined since then. It's a first time ever, and again, this is a first time ever organization of mayors collectively looking at the whole river. But in Washington, the first time ever congressional bicameral bipartisan caucus to join on looking at the whole Mississippi River.
To reiterate to some degree what Mayor Kleiss said, our mission here as mayors is to represent communities up and down the stem, from the headwaters to the Gulf of the Mississippi River, to advocate for the river, to preserve it economically, recreationally, and environmentally for the benefit of our communities locally here and for the benefit of the entire nation. You know, this year, last year there was quite a dry spell, as we know, and throughout the nation, and it's impacted river cities dramatically. In fact, the dry spell turned out to be the most severe drought the Mississippi River has seen in 50 years. According to the reinsurance industry, the drought cost approximately $35 billion.
We are, as a group, working diligently so that we can encourage people, our government and others, to be prepared for things like 2011, but we're also working to make sure that they can be prepared for these major droughts that we have, such as we had last year. There is no single federal agency that leads or coordinates drought programs. Drought-related federal response and recovery is spread out over a number, 3 agencies, none of which are FEMA.
Mayors are generally referred to as the folks who represent Main Street, and we do indeed represent Main Street. I've been a part of a lot of coalitions while I've been in the public sector that meet and 4 or 5 years they haven't produced a thing, but here we are, the busiest people in the public sector, and in the short life of this initiative, we've got something to show for what we've done, and we've got so much more promise that's going to be fulfilled in very short order.
And I sort of mentioned it a little bit, and that's near perfect alignment between the mission set that the Corps has, the capabilities that we have, and the investments that the nation makes in the works that we do on this great river. Near perfect alignment between that and the goals and objectives of this initiative. Flood damage reduction, we have over 6,000 miles of levees, flood walls, structures along this great river that serve these towns, these communities. We are with you during a flood, working to pass that water without undue damage. We were with Mayor Thompson in Grafton a couple of months ago, and I know Mayor Smiley has firsthand experience with flood. We had a significant event on the Mississippi and a record event on the Illinois River this spring. So we were with you and are serving and supporting you in that regard.
What I'd like to do now is ask our co-chairs, Mayor Kleiss and Mayor Slade, to step up. We have the memorandum. Colin is bringing it up now, and we'll ask them to add their signatures. Don't leave, Mr. Beck. Again, you're a critical partner here, so we're going to ask you to remain and sign, and then I will get to sign as a witness. So if you're all would.
Gotta get a different pen. Truly, this is a partnership. We talked about partnerships so many times. This is a group of mayors that have a tremendous passion for the Mississippi River, our most critical and important river in this nation, and one of the most important rivers in the world. But it's a partnership. It's the mayors from the Gulf, all the way from the headwaters to the Gulf. And one thing I think is important to note that there are mayors from all 10 states. All the states that are on the Mississippi River. So it is truly a partnership. That partnership was extended in Washington with our congressional folks. All of those partnerships are extended in each one of those 10 states with the mayors and their capitals and their legislators. And it's truly something that unites us around the river. And if you look right out here, this river, and again, I think it's a good point. Oftentimes rivers were dividing lines to divide cities and divide states. Minnesota is one of the states where the Mississippi River unites because it flows through. This also here, St. Cloud is on both sides of this river, so it unites our community also. So.